What's up guys, welcome back to Deck Tech for Decks. I'm your host Caleb. If you want to support me, you can now follow me on Patreon. Not only is it the best way to support the channel directly, additionally you'll get more say in what deck techs I cover. I really couldn't do it without you guys. Special shout out to all of you high contributing Patreons. Newsome, you rock. Additionally, you can use the TCGplayer link in the description down below, or as always just liking, commenting, subscribing will do the trick. Now let's get into today's deck tech with Kellan. I saw this guy and was immediately like, okay, we have a Hammer Time commander. All we're going to do is search up Colossal Hammer, equip it to him, and then start one-shotting people because he already has double strike. Fair magic. We can also kind of pivot too into a Bloodforged Battle Axe strategy. We have a lot of creatures that just attack and create a ton of tokens, and he is kind of an anthem. The best strategy is obviously just one-shotting people, but I did want a way to pivot and a different way to win. We also don't have to run that much equipment. We can just tutor up the best equipment in our deck, so we don't have to run a lot of terrible equipment to make sure everything's equipped to get value. We can just run a couple equipment that are good and then make sure we tutor it up. Who knew a commander that tutors stuff up in the command zone is busted? Additionally, we do have a Sunforger package. It's going to be pretty awesome to just tutor up whatever we need. If our commander needs indestructible, if our commander needs trample, whatever we need, we have that in the deck. So that's also going to be incredibly flexible and consistent. So if this sounds like a deck tech you want to get into, let's get into it. Let's kick it off by talking about what equipment we are running. Now, we do get to run less equipment since this guy is a tutor on a stick. First off, we have that Colossal Hammer because that's 90% of the strategy. Throw this on our commander, we've got double strike, and just start one-shotting people. Luxodon Warhammer is also going to be a crucial piece because trample is going to be very important. Having your commander that's going to one-shot somebody blocked by a 1/1 and do nothing is going to just feel bad. Goldvein Pick and Prying Blade, I like these here because our commander again has double strike. So now we can generate 2 treasure tokens instead of just 1, doubling up on all of our value. Speaking of doubling up on our value, Mask of Memories is going to be amazing because now you're essentially going to draw 4 cards and discard 2. That's going to rifle through your deck at an extreme speed. Sword of Forge and Frontier is very similar here. We're going to be able to play 2 additional lands and impulse draw 4 cards. Again, that's going to get us through our deck very quickly. Sword of Hearth and Home can blink 2 things while again just ramping us to oblivion. Bloodforged Battle Axe. This is for the late game when maybe our commander's just out of commission and that plan's gone. This is going to be super solid to equip our other creatures that want to go wide. We also are running a Sunforger package. I will go over that later in the video. The Reaver Cleaver, this thing's just busted. It's kind of overkill in the deck, but hey, if we are dead on draw and our commander's super expensive, this can get us there. This deck strategy is centered around 2 equipment, either Colossal Hammer or Bloodforged Battle Axe. 1, Colossal Hammer, we just start one-shotting people, and if that doesn't work, we go to the go wide strategy. So we need to lower all of those equip costs because it's going to be super expensive. Arden can do this. He can either equip our Colossal Hammers or our Bloodforged Battle Axes with ease, along with Brunor. What I like about Brunor as well is he's going to buff up our commander or other creatures judging by how much equipment they have equipped to them. Forge Anew is going to be super solid. It's a little more restrictive, but also you can move stuff at instant speed, which is super useful. Hammer of Nazan is going to be super solid because whenever those Bloodforged Battle Axes enter the battlefield, they go right on our commander, or maybe we just cast a Colossal Hammer and just equip it for free. Magnetic Theft, again, this is just to get Colossal Hammer on our commander as fast as possible. Pure Steel Paladin is one of the best cards in the deck because it just makes all of your equip costs free while being solid card advantage. Sigarda's Aid is going to make it to where we can cast our equipment at flash speed, which can be super sneaky, and then again it'll equip to creatures on ETB, which is incredibly powerful. I also like Fighter Class here because it's not only going to find our Bloodforged Battle Axe, but it's also going to make it to where all of those Bloodforged Battle Axes will equip for free. Moving on to the go wide strategy in the deck, we have both Krinkos. One's going to be able to create a lot of goblins by just equipping it to the moon, and the other one you don't have to equip it at all, you just gotta tap it. Adeline is going to be amazing because we're just going to create more and more creatures, and she's going to get more and more massive, and then again we can equip all of those creatures with the Bloodforged Battle Axes and then go for the throat, or our commander with the Bloodforged Battle Axes because remember, he is an anthem. Kimba, this one's solid. You just equip her with all of the Bloodforged battle axes and she makes you an instant army. Myrail, Shield of Argive, this one does take a little bit to ramp up, but once she does ramp up, she's incredibly powerful. She also makes it to where you're not going to get blown out by a Swords to Plowshare whenever you're trying to one-shot somebody with your commander. Let's go over that Sunforger package. We have Surge of Salvation, Angel Fire Ignition, and Boral's Charm to protect our commander if someone's trying to destroy him. We have that Magnetic Theft to equip the Colossal Hammer out of nowhere. Argivian Find and Recommission is going to be solid to get any of the equipment we need back from our graveyard to our hand. Disenchant, Path to Exile, Swords to Plowshare, just solid removal. That way if someone has a pesky blocker, we can get rid of it. Fists of Flame and Ryle are super sneaky cards in the deck because someone's going to think they're safe with a blocker if our commander does not have trample. Then we attack them, they block, and then we give our commander trample and they instantly get taken out of the game. Last but not least, we have Enlightened Tutor. This way we can get any equipment we need from our library. Just to touch on the miscellaneous cards in the deck, we have Buried Ruin. This is going to be super solid again at getting those artifacts that have been destroyed. Clever Concealment can protect our massive board of tokens. We have Goblin Engineer, super solid for tutoring up any equipment we need while also being solid recursion pieces for the equipment we need. Ritual of Restoration, again this is going to bring some of our equipment back from the graveyard to our hand. Robe of Stars, I like this here because when something phases out, it doesn't technically leave the battlefield, so if we attach this to our commander, we can phase him out, protect him, and all of the equipment will stay equipped. Seize the Day, this can be a solid, I don't know, kill every opponent in one turn. As long as our commander has the Colossal Hammer equipped and we've got enough mana to cast this twice, we can go ahead and dome 1, 2, 3 opponents and win the game. Unfinished Business is amazing recursion because we can bring our commander back from the graveyard, attach the Colossal Hammer to him, and then maybe a form of protection or our Sunforger. Moving on to ramp, it's super simple. We are running both of the Signets. We have Fellowar Stone, Marble Diamond, Fire Diamond, Wayfarer's Bauble, and then Forging the Tyrant Sword. I like this because it ramps you early game and then you can search up your most broken equipment and go ahead and put it into your hand. Battle Angel of Tyr, this does a little bit of everything, but it draws you cards, creates treasure tokens, and then it can even gain you life. Moving on to card advantage, we have some Impulse Draw with Reckless Impulse and Rin's Resolve. These are amazing early game. Akiri Fearless Voyager can not only protect our commander, but again draw us cards. Wyless Soul of Steel, this one's amazing with Bloodforged Battle Axe. Nahiri Forged in Fury is going to be super solid because not only does she have affinity for equipment, making her super cheap, especially with those Bloodforged Battle Axes on the battlefield, she can also just, you know, draw us a ton of cards. Professional Facebreaker, not only is it a little bit of ramp, but it's also card advantage. And then we have Wheel of Misfortune, which can be super solid, especially with the life gain pieces we have. We're definitely going to get to draw into 7 cards. Reforge the Soul can be super solid as well, plus it does have that miracle cost, which can come in handy. Moving on to removal, we have Chaos Warp. Super solid, hits whatever we need it to hit, as well as Generous Gift. Again, we can just get rid of any permanent that's causing us issues with this card. Vandal Blast is a one-sided board wipe that gets rid of all artifacts. We definitely want it to be one-sided in this deck. Tragic Arrogance, since we're basically playing a Voltron strategy, this is going to be amazing and literally blow out our opponents at times. Blasphemous Act, again, super solid when someone else is going wider than us and we've lost everything, which is honestly mostly our commander in this deck. That's going to do it for the deck tech, guys. Hey, let me know how the audio is in this video. Someone was saying I was pretty quiet, so I upped it up a little bit. Let me know if it's too loud. Let me know if it's weird, and I will switch it back. Now that that's out of the way, again, thank you, Patreons. You guys are amazing. I couldn't do it without you. I hope this helped you in your deck building endeavors, and I will see you guys in the next one.